when everything looked all said and done, we even had a Fabrizio Romano, here we go, saying that Marc Guéhi was going to Liverpool. He was going for 35 million and 10% on a sell-on clause. Many people were annoyed on that transfer fee because obviously Marc Guéhi, could go for a lot more. English international, Euro starter, only 35 million, and he's in his mid 20s. That's when everybody thought this was a little bit too cheap, but people forgot he had 1 year left on that contract. But when everything was said and done, boom, Oliver Glasner came in and threatened to re-sign if Crystal Palace let Marc Guéhi, leave, which kind of left a sour taste in Marc Guéhi's mouth because, unlike Isak, he did it the professional way. He continued to play, continued to train, and he absolutely ended up, not getting that transfer because the manager did not want him to leave. And honestly, I understand where Oliver Glasner's coming from because you are now in European competitions and you've already lost Eze. Why would you want to let go of your most important defender? So I completely understood him in that part. But Marc Guéhi is most likely going to be leaving on a free now. And Liverpool fans are absolutely outraged because not only has he, taken down the Marc Guéhi signing, he also took away, Community Shield from them. And he's an FA Cup winner. So this man, won 2 trophies last season and one of them at the hand of beating Liverpool. So this guy, obviously got his wish because this has been Crystal Palace's best manager in the past few years. This guy's won them a trophy, actual silverware. So they had no choice but to keep Marc Guéhi and possibly take the loss. And Liverpool fans are outraged because they know that this could have been the perfect transfer window. I was saying that Liverpool, all they needed to do was bring in a actual established center back and they're going to be, perfect. Because they'll have depth everywhere. Now they're going to be a little thin when it comes to center back. Aside from Van Dijk and Konate, they don't really have anyone experienced that's solid. They bought the 18-year-old from Italy, but like I said, not experienced. And he's going to have some growing pains. But not only that, Liverpool might not actually end up signing Marc Guéhi on a free next season. If they had came in with a bigger bid of 55 million instead of letting it go all the way to the last day in order to possibly save, 20 million on the transfer, now they're going to receive competition from Free Transfer FC, which is Real Madrid. Real Madrid is another team with a thin center back depth. They really only have Huijsen, Rudiger, and then aside from that, they have Raul Asensio, who, Xabi Alonso doesn't really like. Militao's always injured. Alaba, they don't even want him there. So Real Madrid also have a really thin center back depth. So Marc Guéhi, an English international starter, looking at them like, oof, that could be a possibility right there. They're going to be in for the likes of Konate, Marc Guéhi, possibly Saliba. So Real Madrid are definitely going to show an extreme amount of interest, and considering that Konate is already leaning towards Real Madrid, Trent left Liverpool to Real Madrid on a free. This looks like a recipe for disaster for Liverpool, and Oliver Glasner has officially possibly ruined Liverpool's season. So honestly, I completely understand where Crystal Palace's manager is coming from. You just brought silverware. You're in a European competition. You want an opportunity to absolutely make a run in that European competition and give them European silverware. And letting go Marc Guéhi was not going to put a step closer even after, because you just sold Eze, who was a big part of your attack. And now letting go of the biggest part of your defense would have absolutely put Crystal Palace in the mud, especially on the transfer deadline. So Oliver Glasner completely understood, but Marc Guéhi, you got to feel bad for him because he kept it professional. And the funny thing is, Crystal Palace had the audacity to offer him a contract extension, and obviously Marc Guéhi is going to turn that down without reading anything. Not even if they give him a blank check. My man is going to say, you know what, lads? There's no mutual respect here. I know you want to get a transfer fee out of me, but you could have let me go for the 35 million. So, and I did everything right. Isak, on the other hand, he did it how everyone was saying is wrong, even myself included, and he got the transfer. So it makes you wonder, is it really worth doing it the right way? because at the end of the day, you might not even get that transfer. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. How do you feel about Oliver Glasner blocking the Marc Guéhi signing? Do you think that was the right move or the wrong move? Anyways, thank you guys for watching.